Hello, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. In this video, it's a little bit, it's similar to the video I just recorded, which was on pursuing. You can watch it up there if you want afterwards. In this video, I'm gonna really go a little deeper into one of the dynamics that creates the experience of not being pursued in a relationship and actually of overgiving. And so the title of this video is why you fall into the position of giving too much in a relationship or over giving. And so this video is for anyone who finds themselves in the position in relationships where they are always the one, we can say, pursuing or giving or offering. Why does this dynamic happen for you and what to do about it so you don't have to do this anymore in relationships? Before I jump in, please make sure you're subscribed to my channel in the corner or below. Also know that I offer lots of self-study manifesting courses. All of my courses are linked below. There's 13 courses down there. Like I said in my last video, the course How to Be Claimed, Cherished, Wanted, and Adored is my course on how to be pursued. It's like really in alignment with how to create a dynamic where you are being pursued in a relationship. So if you want to learn how to be pursued, I would check out that course below. The last thing I'll say is I do a weekly giveaway for a bundle of 3 ebooks that I wrote. The way to enter into the contest is to subscribe to my channel, to like this video, and to comment below. I give 3 ebooks to 3 people every week on Fridays. Okay, let's jump into this. So are you an overgiver, or has this been a pattern in your life to give too much in relationships, to feel like you're doing majority of the work, to feel like you're doing majority of the pursuing, to feel like you're always showing up and the person isn't showing up for you? This is super, super, super common. So if you experience this in relationships, or you've had a pattern of this, I want to talk to all of you about why you've had this pattern, where it comes from, and what you can do about it. So the first place I'll start is why this pattern kind of comes up in relationships for us. There's a couple reasons, but they're all somewhat interlinked. When we get into a relationship and we start to really like someone, that experience is very vulnerable. It is super vulnerable. When you fall in love or when you start getting really close to someone, it's vulnerable. And what I mean by vulnerable is you're starting to allow yourself to open and be close and connected to someone. So in that vulnerability, what can happen for people without even knowing, it kind of happens under the surface, but what can happen is fears start to arise about losing love. A lot of us are programmed from very early on to be scared that we are going to lose love. And this programming can happen from our early childhood. It can happen in a lot of different ways, but essentially we can be scared when we start to really love someone. We can be scared, even unconsciously, that we are going to lose love. And so when we start to feel scared that it's not conscious, but when we start to feel that vulnerable feeling in a relationship and we start to feel close and we start to feel open, what we unconsciously start doing is trying to make sure that love stays. And how that trying looks for a lot of us is we start doing things. We start pursuing, we start giving, we start really showing up. And for many of us, if we really look at where that giving is coming from, it's actually because we're trying to make sure love stays with us or make sure that we get from the other person. It's not meant to be manipulative because it's totally unconscious, and it's coming from this innocent wound of really just wanting to make sure love sticks around. But there is a motive behind it, and that motive to make love stay is coming from your true fear that love might not stay. And so we start giving and giving and giving and giving to try to receive love. How many people relate to this, have done this before? I definitely have. And it's just one of those patterns that, we have to really be honest with ourselves if we participate in this type of pattern. And when we are finally honest with ourselves that we do this, we can finally break it. So what do you do if this is something that you have done before, where you find yourself in the position? And what you'll notice for yourself is when you're in that position of overgiving, of starting to give a lot, of starting to pursue a lot, one of the cornerstone things that it's not actually what you should be doing is you'll start to feel resentful. You'll start to say or think things like, I give so much and they don't give back. I do so much and I'm not receiving in return, and you'll start to feel resentful for it. Okay, again, how many people have felt this before? It's very, very common. Now, we need to look at this from a deeper perspective and from a manifesting perspective, what exactly is going on. So as you already know from watching my videos and learning about manifesting, you know that your inner reality creates your outer reality. When we are chronically overgiving, which means we're giving in a way that doesn't feel good to us, and we're giving because we secretly underneath are scared we're going to lose love, or we think we have to give so much to keep love, what we are doing is we are resonating, and sometimes it's hard to see, you got to look deeper. We are resonating in the frequency of, I'm going to lose love. Love is leaving. I'm scared I'm going to lose love. Love's going away. And then eventually when we're overgiving so much and love does start to be pushed away, it does start to go away, then we start resonating in that fear even more. Love's going away. Well, why don't they give to me? They don't give to me. They don't give to me. They don't give to me. That's the affirmation essentially. And the frequency or the state of being is, love's gonna leave me, love is leaving me, I'm scared love's gonna leave me, and love now is leaving me, okay? So when we are resonating in the experience of love is leaving me, I'm not receiving, I do all the work, I don't receive, when we're resonating in that frequency, that becomes your self-concept. I give everything here, I do everything here, I don't receive, I give everything here, I'm doing all the work. That becomes your self-concept. And then what is a self-concept? It is what manifests our reality. Your self-concept, or who you think and feel and believe you are in a dominant way, is what becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy and manifests the reality out there. And so if you're resonating in this experience of, I do all the work and love is going to leave me, then you create a reality where you're doing all the work and love leaves, okay? So this is the issue with chronic overgiving. Now, I just want to say, and I hope that this is like obvious, but I want to say it. Overgiving or giving from a place of fear is not the same thing as giving from true, genuine love, and I just want to give. And there's a very easy way to tell the difference, to really tell the difference. A couple ways, actually. Because of course, like all of us want to give and receive. It's not like one person is the only person that gives and one person is the only person that receives in a relationship. It's a give and take. This is, it balances out. But what you want to make sure is that you are not giving from fear. You are not giving from a place of not feeling worthy, or you're not giving from a place of thinking that love is going to leave you. So the way to tell the difference between genuine giving and over giving, I'm calling it, or it's like self-sacrifice or giving too much, the way to tell the difference is if you're just giving from a genuine place of love, you're not going to feel resentful about it. You're going to be actually totally fine to give it and not receive anything in return. You're not trying to get something from the other person. When you are over giving or giving from a place of fear, there is a motive underneath it, and that motive is to get their love in return. We have to be really honest with ourselves when we're doing this. And this can look in a lot of different ways. It could even be I'm sending a text to them, but it's to get a text in return. I'm telling them how much I like them, but it's so that they'll tell me in return. You can feel the difference. You got to like feel into your own system, go a little deeper into your body and feel into what is the energetic or the feeling motive of me giving right now. If the motive is to get something in return on any level, it's we can say that it's like dysfunctional giving. and it's giving from fear. And then again, back to what I said earlier in the video, the issue with that is we are manifesting what we are. We are manifesting who and what we are. And so if you are in a state of fear of losing love, you have to manifest a matching reality. So what do you do about all this? Well, for those people who are overgivers, I would really work on kind of taking a pause from giving, especially usually this dynamic happens. Sometimes it can happen with everyone we know. Sometimes it can happen just with one person. But I would take a break from giving a lot, because basically what you're going to want to do is break your own momentum and your own pattern around doing this type of behavior. And the first place to go that is a really easy way to start to break this pattern is into stillness. What I mean by stillness is your momentum of energy is not going one way. It's not trying to get anything. And one of the ways you can do this is actually just by practicing self-love. Self-love really is a practice of giving to yourself. And when we learn how to give to ourselves, we automatically become more receptive for others to give to us as well. So I also just did a video. I can't remember if I linked it earlier at the very beginning. So I linked the video that I just recorded around how to be pursued by someone. Watch that video as well to learn how to change the momentum of this type of dynamic, right? So change the momentum of over giving to actually learning how to be receptive. Because usually, this is the interesting thing about our wounds and the way we show up in relationships. Usually, those who are overgivers really deeply, like your soul wants to receive. So you have to learn how to become a receiver. You have to learn how to become a receiver, and you can learn how to become a receiver. I personally have done it, and it feels amazing. And it actually, like I said in that video I just recorded as well, receivers, again, I give very much in my relationships. It's not that I don't ever give, but with a romantic partner, my primary position is as a receiver. There's a lot of ways that looks, and I attract in people who want to be the pursuer. And so when you finally land in being the receiver that you are meant to be, your pursuer partner, specific person, soulmate, whoever it is, gets to be in their natural position of the pursuer, of the giver. And it feels good to the whole relationship dynamic, okay? So this is my video on overgiving. I'd love to know what you think about it. I'd also love to know about your own patterns with overgiving and how you are breaking those patterns. So let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you soon. Bye.